Good morning. We have 1 minute left before afternoon. It is 11:59 a.m. Brian Adams along with me, Ron Nicoletti, and Samantha will be joining us throughout the afternoon. Sunday afternoon, final day of the week. I hope you girls had a great weekend thus far.
Yeah, we've had a good weekend here so far. 2 really good days of racing. We'll look back on yesterday, in the lightning round. 2 strong days of wagering as well, and that Rainbow Six, and it's kind of in its infancy, is up to triple digits, to 6 figures already.
Yeah, $100,000. There you see it. And I think we had a single yesterday, didn't we?
Yeah, I believe so in the finale. Yeah.
No, we didn't have a single. We thought with the 4 was
the day before.
Wasn't.
Yeah,
it was opened up. So that's a little later on in the card. That'll start in race number 5 with this 10 race card. But we got lots going on. Got a fast main track. The turf course is not being used for the next couple of weeks. It's under maintenance. And we, of course, have the all-weather Tapeta. And we also have Brian's early pick 5 ticket. So we're going to jump right into it.
Yeah, I lost 2 top picks in the first 5 races.
I lost some too.
Kind of a real bummer. Race number 2, that's one of the ones. So I scratch into the 8, and that is Dogwood Crossing. Race 3, I've got the 6 on top, and that is Breezer, and you could easily have a single there, but I did add Mr. Iceman. Best bet in race number 4, so we single, give me some luck. And in race number 5, I scratch into Practico, who will be a very short price run, and probably very likely odds on with the scratch of, who is that? That is Don't Answer, my top pick,
Yeah, I was a little goofy in that race where I went there. But I did add your 9 when I put the Rainbow Six ticket together. So starting with this first race, Brian, interesting to see how you're going to go. The current favorite on the inside is the 1, and that is Techno Music.
This is a tote board race, to be sure. Just make sure Samantha will be out here to give a look at them as well, but just make sure you see who's being bet and who's not being bet. I just took a little stab with the 4 Supreme Honor, the firster for Ruben Sierra. This is a second foal out of the dam who was 1 for 5, and the other foal was Lawler, who's, a useful horse around here in kind of the lower level claiming ranks. Took him a while to get going, but Ruben is speaking to get going. This is a homebred for Ruben who's overdue to get going, and some of these works seem okay here, so I took a little bit of a shot, Rob.
I went with the number 7, in here on other levels, stretching out to the 5 and 1/2 furlongs. Promising 5 furlong debut in which he closed and finished second. We got a stat with Antonio Sano. We'll pop that up right now. Maybe that'll help you decide. 2-year-old second-time starters. For him, 13%, that's okay.
Not bad at all, and you get a weight allowance with the 7-pound now apprentice Louis Funmer aboard as well. And if the firster is the 1 and the 2, if they can't run or they're not ready, and we'll talk about them in a second, this is clearly the horse to beat.
Also want to mention on the number 6 horse, that jockey will be Elijah Greenidge. So just show you mark down. No scratches in the race. Anything else, Brian? What about the 2 horse there? Oh, Justin Smiles, got that work we want to show.
We found something at least to show you. Justin Smiles. This is a homebred for David Russo. Edgard's here. These are all positives. To be perfectly honest with you, Justin Smiles on the inside. A little stutter step start there. Boy, that was difficult to say. Showing a little speed here. Not the greatest of movers or lookers, but this is not, at least on paper, Ron, the greatest state-bred special weight race we are going to run this summer. So you would think this horse is going to take a lot of money in here.
Yeah, just, if that good work there, as you saw. So, a couple of good works for that horse. That's Justin Smiles. So, like Brian said, most importantly, watch the board before you put your early pick 5 or early double ticket. Flipping the page, we go to race number 2 this afternoon. It's going to be 5.5 furlongs. These are maiden claimers, and they are 3-year-olds and up. We do have 2 scratches in here of the 4, 44, and the number 10, Enzio. So, the 4 was your top pick, I believe you were saying? I always had the 6 on, but let's hear about who you have on top.
Well, Samantha's early pick 4.
Oh, that's right. Pick 4, that's right.
Take a look at that. And again, she'll be out here for the opener. 4 deep. No singles for her. And in race number 5, because again, we're going to have a huge, huge favorite in Practico. But she's also going to use Handsome Playboy, who's 20-1 on the morning line. Big scratch in there, so that won't be the case. But here's a horse getting back to the main track. So there you go there. Practico will be a huge. Practico will be 1-5 in that race.
And I got my top pick in there is 4plex, and this one is 20-1 also.
Wow.
So Samantha and I, and that was my top pick. I don't know what I missed there. Something went goofy in my brain. So getting back to the second race this afternoon. Don't look at me like that. Second race this afternoon. You scratched into the number 8, Dogwood Crossing.
Yeah, so I wouldn't love this horse on top. We've been routing on the turf, so obviously he's been facing a lot better than he is here. This is going to be a really quick about face for him, but Jose Morelos can be aggressive early on, and hopefully we can put him in the race because you don't want to drop too far back when you're sprinting 5.5 on the Tapeta.
Yeah, I went with the horse that's going to turn back in here. Devilment, you could see root race after root race after root race, and turned back. He had this plethora of root race. Gelding finds an ideal spot to latch maybe the victory. There's not a lot of horses that want to win in this race.
No, that is to be sure, and you get Joe Orsino in your corner as well, which is an absolutely great thing to have right now.
I wanted to ask just about before we flip the plates, the 11 Showboat. I think this horse, if you go 2 back, that puts this horse right in the hunt.
Yeah, the problem is the lack of speed, and this horse had some tactical speed, 3 back and 5 back on the main track, but the last 2 times he has been broke a little slow, and he's been put himself behind the 8 ball. If he can be closer today, that's going to be the path to victory for him.
We get sort of the same superfecta boxed around. They look like the ones that might be the right case there. What about the third race? This one is going to be 5 furlongs on the Tapeta. Its claimers for 3-year-olds or 4-year-olds and up, which have never won 3. Field of 6, no scratches. I know you like Breezer in here, and we got a replay of Breezer and A.G. Diamond, I think.
Yeah, and so there's a couple things here in this replay. First of all, how good Breezer ran, and secondly, I don't really think you need A.G. Diamond, okay, because he was 5.5 lengths behind. He's on the rail today. That's going to be a problem for him as well. Breezer, this race, this effort by Breezer being beaten a nose after coming out of a 2L win, this effort, Ron, would win this race, I would say 9 out of 10 times, 19 out of 20 times, maybe. This was a huge, huge effort.
Just got beat.
Just got beat. He actually was ahead nearing the line. Maybe it takes a little bit out of him, but Breezer has really raised his game in his last 2 efforts.
I went with the number 3 in here, Nero Tulip, who won his only previous race on the all-weather surface, albeit that was in Ireland. Drops to the 17,500 level after facing tougher, sprinting on the grass at Santa Anita. Rowan Crichton had a win yesterday. Yeah. Here takes over the train. He's got MCL, Jaramillo. Is this the speed?
Well, this horse has worked well, and he could be in front here, to be sure. There's a lot of them that want to try to do that, including Breezer on his outside. Like Ronnie said, great to see Rohan get a win here yesterday. He's winning races in Kentucky. Yeah. But the barn has been ice cold, so maybe there's going to be a little turnaround here. This is such a high percentage barn. I mean, this is not a 6% barn. This is not even a 12% barn here at Gulfstream Park, and he does have something to work with, and this horse looks like he's worked very well in the morning, too.
Mark Cassidy going good here now and going fantastic up north at Saratoga. He's got Mr. Iceman cutting the tag right in half.
Yeah, and trying Tapeta today for the first time. Second off a layoff, dropping from 7.5, 35 on the turf. So there's a lot going on for him. He's got route speed. That should put him close early. I thought he might be the main danger, but certainly your horse is, if not, he's the other one.
Yeah. Well, let's go to race number 4 this afternoon. And race number 4 is 5.5 furlongs on the Tapeta. Claimers, fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up, which you've never won 2. We have a middle pick 4 on the weekend, and Brian put his ticket together. Check it out right now.
Take a look at it now here. Ever popular back-to-back singles for me. Give Me Some Luck is my best bet of the day, and certainly practical at a short number. Big spread in race number 6, and the top pick is my long shot, 3-Run Bolt. That is the 3-horse. And in race number 7, a good one on the Tapeta. Am I all the way on the outside? I am. Royally Blue right back for Steve K, who's been having a phenomenal meet himself, Steve Glaceris.
$9. Very forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He used everybody in the 6th race.
All 6 of them?
All 6, right?
That is the all ball.
Yeah, it's the all ball in there. So I was thinking, I said, who do you leave out? And then I said, no one. So getting back to this race this afternoon, Give Me Luck, your best bet of the afternoon. We get the replay. Tell us why.
Well, I mean, this is right here in front of you. The horse does no real running and 2 main track starts over at Tampa, comes across the state, and boy, oh boy, did she take to the Tapeta, and this was a good effort too. She sped off early. She was well within herself, and she extends off the far turn. She holds off Fluffy, who does have a little bit of a lifetime maiden. I understand it, but right here you're thinking Fluffy's going by, and Give Me Some Luck said, nope, not going to happen, as she drifts a little bit, and that's good because you want to be in the middle on the Tapeta. You don't want to be bogged down inside. Look at the one in the quicksand down there. This was a good effort. I think she's controlling in here again, Ron, and I know we're facing winners. I know that can be difficult, Who are you going to be scared of in here?
Yeah, I mean, that's the way I saw it. The same thing, 5-7.
Right.
7 is Giannis turning back to the 5.5 on the Peter after consecutive second-place finishes, going 3/4 of a mile in the dirt. Third start off the bench. Maybe he's better, you know what I mean?
Well, Giannis 3-1 on the morning line here. That tells you what's going on. Okay, she's 1 for 17. She doesn't want anything to do with winning a race. That's why I think Give Me Some Luck found a great group right back.
Yeah, and Stouffville comes in. It's wide open and fair. If you don't like the 5, then it's wide open.
Yeah.
Mark Cassie, Jose Morelos. Boy, is he going good.
Yeah, Alana's down on the inside. She's been on the Tapeta. He's probably going to have to try to wire this field from down there.
Well, that is race number 4. We'll take a short break. When we come back, we'll have my Rainbow 6 ticket and the rest of the Sunday card.
And they're off.
New DRF All Access past performances. With one best-in-class product, you now get all 3 past performance formats. Easily switch between views. Access the most trusted information in horse racing with DRF All Access past performances. Go to DRF.com and use coupon code 1FREEPP for a free single card today.
Welcome back to Gulfstream today, Ron and Brian. As mentioned earlier, Samantha will be joining us during the first race, and thereafter, race number 5 is going to be 6.5 furlongs, 3-year-olds in here, or 4-year-olds and up. And here's where my Rainbow 6 ticket together, and here's where I told you this morning, I think I went a little goofy in here, so I ended up using your 9. We'll talk about this race. Race number 6. Just too deep for me with the 1 and the 6. My top pick is Slew Diva. Race number 7, there's my best bet of the day. Super Freaky Girl, like that one for Carlos David. Race number 8, 2 for me, 2 and 4, Pemberley and Bravo Kitten. Race number 9, that is the Successful Native. I am going deep. My long shot in there is Gerald Bennett. I'm trying to get 2 wins for him. 15-1 on the line. And in the last, went 4 deep in there. I don't think I ever had a $51.20 ticket, but that's what it added up to.
That is a definite weird one for you, to be sure.
I got a good feeling with that one. Getting to this race, if I can get out of this race, is it all about Practico? Why didn't I see this? I don't know.
I don't know. Is he on the 3rd page? No, he's there with a couple others. I don't know
what I did.
So you got Don't Answer, the 3 scratches out. That was my top pick. He's 7-2 on the morning line. He was going to take some play in here. This horse, like I said, we are rising out of a 2L. This horse could be, we got a stat too that we can show for Jose D'Angelo. This horse off that last race at 80 cents on the dollar, he could be 1-5 in here. Dirt Sprints winner last out, so the barn's just kind of keeping on. And that race, Ron, just absolutely buries this field. Come on.
I don't know what I was thinking when I did this, but I used the number 4 Newplex. Look at this horse here. Comes off the bench, hadn't run since January at Tampa. He sets the pace against those 12-2 lifetime claimers in there. He backs up a little bit. That was against older horses. So he proves he can run against older horses. 20-1, not top connections that you see every day, winning. I just thought I'd take a little bit of a shot with this horse, like Samantha going with the number 8 horse in a Handsome Playboy.
I got a buddy in New York that had a great line, and I think about this a lot. When you take a long shot or you take a price horse in a race, and you only have one horse to worry about. That's the favorite.
Right.
And if you just kind of say it's not his day today, then anything can go. And that's the type of horse Newplex is. That's the type of horse Handsome Playboy is, because there's one horse in here. It's Practico. And if you don't trust him and you don't like him, by all means, take a shot.
Because your second pick in here, my third, I'm a Pepper. Boy, you got to be first up to claim. This horse showed nothing last time out.
Nothing at all. Now, the main track is fast today. Kenny and the crew do such a great job. There's probably still a little moisture, and the reason I say that, the inside on the main track, and now we're running more main track races with the turf not happening for a few weeks. The inside on the main track has been pretty darn good if you watch the replays. Horses coming through down there, and they're running on.
Well, yeah, we ended the day with a good track, of course, starting fast today. So, interesting race. Do you just go with the 9 and make it your old single dingle, or do you use some other horses? Going to race number 6 this afternoon. 5 furlongs on the Topita Claimers for fillies, 3-year-olds, or fillies and mares 4 and up. No scratches in the race. Kicks off Samantha's pick 5. Let's show you that ticket right here. And Samantha's been putting some good tickets together. We'll talk about the 6th. 7th race, 2 for her, 2 and 8, Coco Barrio and Royally Blue. Race number 8, 2 for her. Top pick, I would think, is Pemberley, but I'm not quite sure. She also used the 7, Nana Boo Boo. I agree with her there. She's singling in race number 9, Brian, with the 1, Bia Caminos, 10-1 on the morning line.
That's a wild single.
Yeah. Mine is just as wild in there with a long shot. And then the last, she's got nice coverage in there with 4 horses in there. Who's the favorite in there, Brian? The morning line is the 5, Lady Backtalk.
Yeah, it was 28-1 last time, so who even knows who the favorite's going to be, but she is a big maiden special weight dropper. I love Samantha's. Samantha has an opinion. I don't think that can ever be understated when you're doing our job, to have an opinion, Ron.
The 6th race, let's show the video of Slew Diva, 3-run bolt, spicy guacamole, and maybe that helps us out.
Yeah, so here's the Bennett horse I'm on, actually.
Right.
Now, it's just utter fodder to go against Carlos David right now, but that's what I'm going to try to do. They're going to have to catch Slew Diva. There's no doubt about that, but everybody's rising from 8 and 12-5 today. Maybe there's a little more heat. It could be right next door with Face the Music. 3-run bolt was back on the Gulfstream Topita for the first time since last November for Gerald Bennett. I thought she ran pretty well, Ron, on the hard chase, just got a little late in the lane. I thought this was a good effort. I think we can build off it. She's now second off, a little bit of I don't even view it as a layoff, but second back off here on the Topita at Gulfstream. Hopefully somebody can run with Slew Diva early on. And Slew, here's the thing, 3-run bolt. I needed a long shot today. This is the longest price in terms of at least the line in this race. I'll take a stab.
Yeah, take a stab. That's good. Gerald Bennett. If Gerald Bennett does a good day today, I'm going to be loaded. You're going to be loaded. So we'll look at it that. When I mentioned the other horses you can use in that race, what about Any Moment, who's dropping to the 12-5 level today after following his score against those open claimers? That was 2 starts back. He stalks, he fades against 25 starters. It's Kent Sweezy. I think this is a good spot for this horse.
Yeah, older horses today for the first time. The race 2 back was a big time effort, but it kind of sticks out a little bit like a sore thumb because really she hasn't done anything that representatively close to that since or before. We'll see. This is a good post for her. She's another horse that wants to hear her feet rattle a little bit early on. 3 for 6 on the Topita, I will say that.
The number 4 Seminole Sally, first off the claim by Catherine Davies. She doesn't start many horses. They've all been running well.
She doesn't claim any horses either. So this is a big deal that Kathy dips in for this horse. Claimed for 12-5 off a 2L win, a good 2L win. Here's another horse that wants to roll.
71 buyer in that race. If you're a buyer, big number compared to what you're running against in there. So good claim by Catherine in there. Race number 7, we're going to sprint at 5.5 on the Topita. Yeah, allowance optional claimer. And these are fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up. We're going to scratch the 7, Miss Taptress, and your late pick 4 ticket.
Yeah, going to kick it off here. It's a tight ticket because we have a couple singles late. Pemberley, I think, is the one in there in race number 9. Extendo. Race 9, the feature today, Ron, is the successful native. Use them all or just pick Extendo, who loves the Topita in here. And we're going to show you just absolutely blasting off the last time he was on the Topita. And in race number 10, Ball Up Top. That is the 3. Speaking of Kent Sweezy, a horse on a cutback trying the main track today, too.
Kent Sweezy, Jose Morelos, who have been in that saddle this afternoon. Very affordable, $6. You can add a couple more there, depending on what your bankroll looks like by race number 7 this afternoon. And let's show Royally Blue. Let's show the replay of that
That's
horse.
How good she was, right? When you run down Warda and you do it on the square, you're doing some good work. Royally Blue lagged a little bit in this race. That's not really what you want to do. And the horses, here's the important thing, Ron. She's out the back here. The horses that finished second and third, they're Warda and Rowtown. So this race did not fall apart. She wins by 3 lengths. Warda's 3-5 right now in this race, 2-5 right now. Freewheeling on the front end. She did not stop. Royally Blue just ran her down in a monster effort. She's now stacked 2 very fast races together. Watch her rolling through towards the inside as well. And like I said, Warda's not stopping here. Royally Blue wins by 3 lengths. The race holds together because Rowtown's coming again. This was a powerful effort. Does she regress? We'll have to see.
Well, my best bet is Super Freaky Girl. You all right there, Brian? Undefeated on the Tapeta, number 1, right? Goes back to the all-weather surface and first start since finishing second between a pair of next out winners. Those next out winners, Great Venezuela, Epona's Hope. Those are 2 good horses. Albeit this is in October. This barn, as Brian mentioned before, is going great guns. You know, got his go-to jock, Emerciel Jaramillo. What are they? They're like 30% together, something like 36% together. So I'm going to go with the past class on this horse who he was running with, and I'm going to single that horse in my rainbow.
Yeah, I mean, she is dangerous for this barn as well. Going to face older horses today for the first time. She's got speed, perfect on the Tapeta. You just can't ignore this barn. Simple as that.
And you got a horse like Coco Berrio, good second at this level distance, returns to the all-weather. You know, why not? Royally Blue is going to get a trip in there.
I think so. They're going to hit hard. They're going to hit hard again up front today.
Yeah, I think that, that was the way I saw the race. Speed, and then her closing in there. Race number 8 this afternoon. As I flip the page here, a segundo. And this one is a mile and a 16th on the Tapeta Claimers, and these are fillies, 3-year-olds, and fillies and mares 4 and up. Scratch the number 6 horse in here, Bajada, which was a pretty good scratch. I thought that, not good scratch, I mean, changed the race around a little bit in there. You went with the number 2 horse in here, and that is Pemberley, who I think is probably the one to beat.
I think so. I mean, she's just dropping stiffly in class. The last time she was on the Tapeta, she was in an optional claimer where Fantasy Performer ran off and won for fun. She's got the class. It's Safi. It's Edgard. We're drawn well, too. I think the race clearly goes through her.
Well, Bravo Kitten, you have it second. I have it second. You have it third. Let's show that video of Bravo Kitten here. And this one, another one, going to Carlos David's barn.
Well, I mean, what I'm going to say here is probably foolish, but I want nothing to do with this horse, okay? But because at 40 cents, Ron, 40 cents on the dollar, this is what you got from her last time, and it was absolutely nothing.
Right.
She finishes third behind a couple of horses that, let's just be honest, are not any great shakes. This was her race to win. Claimed for 12.5, resurfaces for 8. Those are all the major negatives. Watch how flat she is in the lane here. All out just to keep pace here. Can't even do it. Those are all huge red flags, huge negatives. The only positive is you claim by Carlos David, who is just, the horses are running off the screen. So.
And then you got the ever-popular Nana Nana Boo Boo. How does this horse run this afternoon?
She's got every right to finish in the number here. I think she's looking up at Pemberley, and assuming Bravo Kitten fires, she's probably looking up at her too.
Well, our feature race this afternoon comes in race number 9. It is the Successful Native. It's 5.5 furlongs on the Tapeta. It's an overnight handicap for 3-year-olds and upward. We do have a scratch in here of the number 6, Private Thoughts. And I guess the best way to, we'll show that replay of Amir Caminos, Extendo, and Asher's Edge. Extendo on the top of your ticket.
Yeah, this is the replay of Extendo. I can't wait to hear Samantha's single here, Amir Caminos, down on the inside, because Extendo is, you want to talk about a house horse, right. This is Extendo, who loves the Tapeta. 6 for 10 on the Tapeta. And honestly, he went up to New York in the Grade 1 Jaipur on the turf, and he ran quite well for Joe Orsino. It was a bog that day. The turf was not good. It was a bog that day, and he ran so well to be 6. I mean, he's not a Jaipur horse, right? He was 50-1 that day. He is a Tapeta horse. He gets a lot of horses today that are either better on turf or that he's already drabbed around the racetrack.
Right.
I was not looking to try to beat him, especially the way Joe's going.
Well, I did.
Wow,
I got my long shot in here with Rukoi, who's won his only previous race on the Tapeta, returns locally and moves back to the all-weather surface after flashing speed on both turf and dirt up at Tampa. Includes that win in the Turf Dash. They call it the Turf Dash. It stakes up there. It's Gerald Benny. He's got Mel Gasquez at the top. The speedy son of Rogish, who's by Intermischief. maybe I could steal it with this horse, and he's proven on the Tapeta, taking a shot.
He was 50-1 on the Tapeta for Gerald Bennett in that race. That's wild for such a good barn, you know.
He won.
And he won, absolutely. And he won. The layoff worries me a little bit. Extendo worries me a lot more. He's going to have to run a lot faster.
Yeah, and Pierre Camino says, we mentioned going back to Peter, Rowling finished second behind X by Speed. You know, Emma DeSantis, 21% with the surface switch. Maybe that's why Samantha is going in.
Yeah.
That's just on my thinking there.
Yeah, if you look at my picks, the way I kind of played it is that Extendo is going to just basically fry every horse that wants to be close to him early, and the 5, 8, and 2 are going to come from off the pace. That's how I tried it.
Yeah, well, we'll see how it goes in there. And the last race on card, last race of the weekend, is race number 10. And race number 10 this afternoon is going to be a good one. If I could flip the page, it's going to sprint 6 furlongs on the main track. Its maiden claim is fillies and mares, 3-year-olds, end up. Scratch the inside horse, Maranta.
Yeah, I went with the 3, ball up top. We talked about Ken Sweezy already today. Here's a horse that routed on the turf, that routed on the Tapeta. Now is going to cut back, going to try the main track, going to try one turn, dueled on the lead. I mean, they were plow horse splits last time, but he did show speed. Hopefully, Jose Morelos can keep him close early on. You want to talk about a wide-open finale. You want to talk about a race that sweeps Rainbow Sixes. This is that race.
I did go with the number 9 Worth, considering who's debuting on the main track and getting blinkers back after coming up empty. But that was against 35 maidens going around 2 turns on the turf. The barn, we've been watching this barn, 29% with a $6.46 return of investment. Very limited sampling of horses turning back in distance. Rajiv Mirage will show you a sire stat on Practical Joke.
Oh, you're doing the exact same thing I'm doing, but you're just doing it with a different horse. A 2-turn turf Tapeta horse trying the main track, and Practical Joke was all dirt sprint for Chad Brown up in New York in his day, and he's 18% with turf sprints. No surprise there. Grade 1 winner of the H. Allen Jerkins back in the day, I believe.
And Tariq, the guy I was alluding to, is Tariq, Mubarak. That's just been going great guns.
You got to say good things about him. There's no doubt about it. I've been very impressed with the job he's done since kind of, let's say, taking over the operation, I guess, for his dad. Very, very impressed.
You know, the number 2 horse in here, I did Flatter Fanatic. He's turning back to 3/4 and blinkers. He cruised around the track when he finished 4th. That was its debut.
Yep.
Heather Smolin has 2 in the nightcap. Luke is on this one. Maybe this runs for a share.
I got no problems with this horse at all. Didn't run poorly on debut. Heather's not going to crank him up, so maybe we get a little better today.
Yeah, see how it works out. So that is the 10 for Brian and I. And Samantha will be up. She's got some, as Brian said, opinions, as we all do this afternoon. If the favorites run, okay. If not, maybe we got a shot to make some, as we say in Italy, scatol. So let's go to the lightning round.
Yeah, we had 2 stakes yesterday. Of course, none more important than the Smile, a very historic midsummer stakes here at Gulfstream Park, and you see all class there because implementation after a last seen winning on Curlin, Florida Derby Day doubles up here in a very, very comprehensive effort. Yeah,
it was really good effort. You know, here's she turned for home. She really had to work to get this effort, but once she got to the front, she just said, I'm sorry, I'm too classy for you guys.
Well, that's really what it was. And here's El Principito down on the inside running well, as I mentioned, the inside. Now, this is a good and sealed main track at the time, but still, this is a good effort for implementation and Safi and Mr. Ramsey. And I would think he's might be shipping for bigger and better over the summer.
Well, we'll see how that plays out. Now, what else? Oh, we had another stakes race, too.
Yeah. Prevent. Just bottomed out the field in the
Soldier's Dance.
In the Soldier's Dance. Or look at the fractions, and he just said, "Now just keep on going." So huge effort, first time in the barn of Carlos David.
It was you're off, you lose if you didn't have him. It was just right there. You know, horse was running at 1.5 miles. We talked about it when we were on the air, and Samantha was mentioning his horse is going long. They're going to turn it back. Boom, wins.
Nothing predicted that kind of effort off his recent form at all.
So how many hot dogs did you have during this
I had a few hot dogs, but if you haven't had any, you get one last chance because today, $3 pops and hot dogs. There's a photo booth, prize promotions inside of Silks. So pop in there. They've got a lot of fun stuff, and we can't do this without you the fans and the wagering that you do, and we thank you, and we couldn't thank you enough. So just come on out and say hi.
Yeah, get a beer and a hot dog, and 4th of July weekend on a bang, as they say.
Yep.
So your best bet?
Best bet today is, where am I, in the middle of the card here. Give me some luck on the Tapeta. Gerald Bennett, we talked about this barn a lot today. I'm trying him at a shorter number. Ronnie's got him at big prices today.
Yeah, well, I'll show you my best bet. It comes in, it's that horse coming off the bench, Super Freaky Girl in race number 7, 3-1 on the morning line for Carlos David. Your long shot is 10-1, I believe you said?
Gerald Bennett.
Yeah,
I got
Gerald
the
Bennett.
Gerald Bennett best bet long shot double.
We were thinking alike because my long shot is Gerald Bennett.
Boy.
He's 15-1 in race number 9. He said if he has a good day, Brian and I will be out partying tonight.
No
if
doubt.
not, we don't know about that.
Still might be.
Yes. Exactly. It's the end of the weekend. We're going to have a lot of fun all afternoon long. We'll be back here if the Pete gives you the changes, and Samantha will be up too. Good luck.